This week we're looking at the various routes people take to get into food and farming. Arunima was a complete newcomer to the agri-food industry when last year she joined the Food and Fresh Produce Graduate Scheme run by Management Development Services, a non-profit set up to encourage more people into the fresh produce food chain. Arunima has now taken on the role of Plant Nursery Manager at Tristram Plants in West Sussex. Our reporter Louise Claydon joined her there.
They found aphids on this crop in the glass house and we moved some out to the field, so I'm just checking we've not got the same problem here.
Can you see any?
Doesn't look like it. I'm seeing some odd white spots, but that might just be spray residue, so I'll just ask technical when they're around tomorrow.
Arunima, you have a degree from Oxford University in French and Linguistics. What inspired you then to take on this challenge and this role in a totally opposite industry?
So I had always been interested in food. During the last year of my degree in particular, and just over COVID, I became particularly interested in where it came from more. So things to do with the supply chain and generally with fresh produce. So it was something that I realized I wanted to get into. And it's been great so far. It's been one of those things which has been, slightly intimidating at times, slightly out of my depth at times. But in general, it's just been really good, yeah.
What skills did you gain on your degree course that then have helped you in your work as a nursery manager?
So there's certain things, like with a languages degree, you're working with a lot of people who don't have English as their first language here. So you develop, certain coping mechanisms, figure out certain ways to translate bits or get your message across. Also, Oxford, the workload we had really prepared me well for later aspects of life.
We're making our way past the field of pots and the big glass houses, through the potting sheds, and I'm racing to keep up with Arunima as she marches around site with her clipboard in tow.
It is funny you mention that because that's a bit of a running joke on site. It's mainly because there's just a lot of documents I need, to be honest. I need to see the work plan. I need to see, what crops we're potting at any given moment sometimes. And also just because I'm a little bit forgetful, so it's easier if I have it with me at all times. When we send the crops out to our finishing centre for dispatching to the different garden centres, we need to check them off, make sure we're sending the right amount of things, and also just check their quality, and then we water it all in on a trolley.
What was it like coming into an existing team full of experienced people, experienced workers, and yourself having just freshly graduated from university?
It was great as a learning experience because, there's so much knowledge that you can, get from all these experienced team members. And it was quite reassuring in a way to be able to have that team who's got all this horticultural knowledge. And just being able to make sure that I can do everything in my power to make their jobs easier.
And what are your hopes and dreams for the future?
Currently I'm working with growers. It would be great to work with retailers, with packers, and so on.
And what excites you looking ahead about this industry that you've freshly stepped into?
The world's kind of bigger. The world of work is kind of bigger than what you learn in school. So I could never have imagined that this is a role or a job back then. So it's been great kind of expanding my world as well.
What would you say to other young people who've got no experience in agriculture or horticulture, who are nervous about stepping into a new industry for the first time?
Get into it, get stuck into it. Sometimes, that lack of experience can be intimidating, but it's always something that you can pick up. It's not something that should prohibit you if you are interested.
Arunima.